What up, YouTube? Big Lou tapping back in on the hat trick one more again with Big Lou, cause what it do in FZR2, baby. As you can tell from that thumbnail, we got a good fight. I mean, on paper, and on paper it's good, and from what uh, previous accomplishments by Wilder and where Big Bang Zhang's at right now in his career. But let's break it down somewhat here, right? Um, Joseph Parker, dog walk, Deontay Wilder. Um, that was Deontay Wilder's. Hold on. That was Deontay Wilder's first. Oh well, no, never mind. I was gonna say that was his first loss. Uh, Not being a knockout. But yeah, I think I am correct on that because Wilder, Fury knocked him out the second and the third fight, I believe, if I remember correctly. Definitely in the third fight, he had the red trunks on, and I believe in the second fight as well. So, anyways, Joseph Parker dog walked him. I mean, had his way with him, right? With Deontay Wilder. There's a little short that Zhang and his team put on of him sitting down on the couch watching the TV, and it was the reaction. It was the ref, or excuse me, the announcer reading the scorecards and who won that fight between Parker and Deontay Wilder. Zane turns and looks at the camera and he says, "I'm not impressed." I think that's what he said. Not impressed, but his English is, he's got an accent. And he's English. He's from China. Um, and so he said he's not impressed, and he whipped a young up and comer Joe Joyce from the UK. First fight, he knocked him out, and some people thought it was just a puncher's chance win. You know what I'm saying? And then he did it again, and so he currently holds the WBO interim title. Um, Deontay Wilder, like I said, he got walked down by Parker. Um, and at this point, I'm thinking, Deontay Wilder's like 38, 39 years old. He might even be almost 40 now, or close to 40, or excuse me, 40 years old, because 38, 39 is close, right? Uh, and I believe that he's on a decline now. That's what I'm honestly believing that, and that uh, what was his name? The guy that he knocked out, Helium or whatever, I think his name was. How you pronounce it? Prior to the Parker fight, even in the Tyson Fury fight, it looked like that his boxing skills were improving. You know what I'm saying? Especially using the jab, working the jab to set up the big right hand. And I thought he looked a lot better, in Tyson Fury 2 compared to Tyson Fury 3, Wilder 3, right? Number 2, Tyson Fury hooked up with Emmanuel Stewart's nephew. Man, these dogs are farting. God, they've been farting for a while. Jeez. Is that you doing that, Bronx? You little smelly fuck you. God damn. Woo. Man. Anyways, I'm about to take him. I just pulled up right here. I'm about to let him out. Use the bathroom, and I'm let him run around for a minute. But anyways, Tyson Fury said hooked up with Emmanuel Stewart's nephew, and the game plan was come in there real heavy, use your weight, push on Wilder, bully him basically. Use your weight and your strength against him to burn him out, to tire him out, right? Because you figure here he is coming in at 217, I don't know what Wilder weighed. Was he like 210, between 210 and 215 or something like that? And Tyson Fury comes in at 270 plus, right? And so that 55 pounds, 58 pounds, 65 pounds, whatever it is, really made a difference. And he's pushing on him and leaning on him, and he had Wilder using a lot of his strength. Okay, coming to fight 3, he didn't do that so much, and Wilder was able to box a little more, and he looked a lot better than he did against King Kong Ortiz. You know what I mean? Nonetheless, he still got dropped a few times. He dropped Wilder a few times, but he lost. Then he fights Helium, or I forgot the guy's name. He knocks him out pretty fast, right? So at no time does he really get to, even though he's improving his boxing skills, he's not really improving his boxing skills, if that makes sense. If you guys catch my drift, right? And so Zhang is a big dude. He's a super heavyweight, right? I believe he's like 6'5", 6'6". He might be 6'4", but he's at least 6'4". Uh, and you're talking 260 plus, right? Um, heavy, heavy-handed, heavy-handed, hard puncher, punching power. Uh, he's got boxing skills as well. So I don't see this. Now maybe if it was Wilder, say 5-6 years ago, maybe he could still last like he did with Ortiz, and he was in trouble there in the first fight, pretty good, but he still came out and ended up catching him and knocking him out. Maybe 5-6 years ago, I would say the opposite, but at this point in his life and career, and at the age he is, I don't see him getting past Zan. Period. I think Zan's gonna eat him up, and as soon as he sees any signs of he has him in trouble, he's gonna tear him up. And I believe that if he don't, if he don't get dropped, uh, the traditional, knockout, that is definitely going to be a TKO. That the ref will step in there if Wilder's taking too much punishment and he's not, not only is he not, defending himself, as far as protecting himself. I mean, he's not throwing nothing back. They will stop that fight quick. Same thing what I was saying with the Tyson fight because of Tyson's age. If at any point Jake Paul gets him in trouble and he's not, throwing punches back and he's looking like he's taking too much punishment, they're gonna step in and stop it. And I believe, but I don't think that's gonna happen with Tyson. But I do see Big Bang Zhang knocking out Deontay Wilder, and if that does happen, because I don't see it going no 12 rounds or 10 rounds, and then a decision. I just don't see that happening. Um, I guarantee it's going to be a knockout by Zhang, pretty much. Unless Wilder just had an off night that night, maybe. Against Parker. Because he couldn't unload the right hand. Um, we all know he possesses a ton of power. Power don't go nowhere. Even when you get older. So if he does catch Zhang with that tremendous, atomic boom right hand, I could still see Wilder knocking him out. But because the skill levels are like night and day, I just don't see. Like I said, at this age and how he looked his last outing, I don't see him coming out with a W. And if that's the case, he don't come out with a W, especially if he looks um, bad like he did his last outing against Parker. And then on top of that, he gets knocked out, say in the maybe in the middle of the fight, between 4 and round 6. Um, he's got to hang it up. You know what I mean? Because what usually happens is it just continues to get worse and worse. You know what I mean? Um, and again, I say this and I say it. I said this a few times before in videos. That's why we don't have a ton of 40-year-old champions in no sport. I mean, there's just as far in between, right? You're talking just Tom Brady, LeBron James, and he's not even 40 yet. but he's been around for 20 plus seasons. So you're talking. If you want to get technical, you're talking about Tom Brady. That's pretty much it. Baseball's a team sport. 9 people on the field. You know what I mean? And it's you can't like say, well, Carlos Beltran won the World Series at a late age. I mean, which is true, but it's different when it's a team sport like baseball, 162 games to a boxing match. You know what I'm saying? About a boxing bout. You know what I mean? So I just like I said, I think either way, however it goes down, I think Zhang will be having his hand raised at that end of that fight. But I'm definitely leaning towards Zhang knocking out Wilder between rounds 4 and 6. Um, and that's what my prediction is on that one. They're set to fight June 1st in Saudi Arabia. So that's going to be a big payday because the Saudis don't mind paying. Uh, they put a lot of money into the venues, and a lot of times, the reimburse the excuse me the pay-per-views don't pan out. You know what they're putting into it. You know what I'm saying? That's what, at least that's what I've heard many times, and and it's said too that they don't mind. So they got so much money over there. I guess it is what it is. So with that being said, Big Lou gonna tap on out. These guys are killing me with these farts. I want to hurry up and get them outside so they can use the bathroom. We just pulled up over here, so let them handle their business so I can breathe some clean air. So I wish everybody a blessed, positive, and productive Saturday, and also a remainder of your weekend and going forward. Bye, yeah.